The Rick Sports Grill in Eveleth offers casual family dining in a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. The Rick Sports Grill offers 8 large-screen TVs and 2 10-foot projection screens, so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Rick also offers large and small group seating with meeting areas available. Full menu, limited menu, or buffet, they can cater your event, party, or meeting. That's the Rick Sports Grill at 301 Hattrick Avenue in Eveleth. Check them out today. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Grab a hockey hoodie for the rink or a winter hat for the cold Minnesota weather. Iron Range Apparel also offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop, and good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cottonwood screen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnebagosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post or stop by on your next trip to the lake.
Today's game is also presented by Cam Auto Spot, located at 201 East Dakota Avenue in Gilbert. They invite you to stop by and check out their touch-free automatic wash and self-serve bays. Cam Auto Spot, where you can expect fast, friendly, and reliable service. As of January, Cam Auto Spot is now locally owned and operated by Brad and JoJo Scott. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Eveleth Hippodrome for junior varsity hockey between Hibbing, Chisholm, and Eveleth-Gilbert. Tonight's game is just moments away. We appreciate you joining our broadcast here tonight. Between the Blue Jackets, Golden Bears. Got about 59 seconds left in our warm-ups, and then we'll be ready to go here with our junior varsity game here tonight. All right, just about ready to go here in Eveleth. Blue Jackets and Golden Bears here in our junior varsity game. Hey, yeah. All right, so it is at center ice as the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets just underway here in Eveleth. And moving it back out for the Golden Bears is Gabby Hooter. She sends it back into the Blue Jackets' end. Back behind the net. She'll try to get back to the point. And it's picked up by Pinella Rewerts. Rewerts going to bring it back out here as we get a whistle and an offside, or icing is the call. Just underway in Eveleth. 14:21 to go here in our junior varsity game between Hibbing Chisholm and Eveleth-Gilbert Golden Bears. This is moved back in by the Blue Jackets, dump back in. That is moving it back in as Addie Anderson sending it in for the Blue Jackets. Now it's going to come out to center ice. Moving it through is Adrian Thompson. Thompson had a chance as she'll regroup and get it at center ice and fire it back into the Blue Jackets' end. Back in there to get it is Maya Phillips behind the net. Phillips is moving it up and now moved up to number 13, moved out of the zone. That's Lily Renskers. Now the Blue Jackets pick up with Maya Phillips. Phillips moving it through center ice. McCormick trying to play at it, and the Golden Bears will get control back in their own end of the ice. Taken away in front. There's a chance down low. Nice chance for Evelyn Brodeen with nice scoring opportunity for the Blue Jackets there. All coming back the other way is Katie Johnson. Johnson sends it back in for the Golden Bears here. And now it's picked up by number Brodeen around the back of the net. She fires it into the back of the net as McCormick is going to pick this up here. And loose puck is McCormick trying to get it out for the Blue Jackets here and dump back in by the Golden Bears deeper in the zone. Now it's picked up by the Blue Jackets and brought out to center ice by Eliza Langer. And that's going to be actually an icing as it was on the wrong side of center. 12:50 to go here in the first period of play. 0-0 our score between the Blue Jackets and the Golden Bears. The second meeting of the season between these two teams. And looking for a good JV game here tonight as well, I hope. Back behind the net is Story with it. Story's going to move it ahead to Eliza Langer, and she moves it out to back into the Golden Bears end. Back around the back of the net as it's played by Maddie Klima over and turned back in by the Blue Jackets. That's Amara Langer. Langer picks it up, and she's going to move it back in. Over on the other side, held in by the Blue Jackets by Malia Lampy, and a whistle stoppage of play. Face off inside the Golden Bears end. And now it is held in by Penella Rewerts. Rewerts trying to wrap it around the back of the net. And a good save by the goaltender for the Golden Bears out front. There was a chance in front for Heidi Rash as a shot sent in back on the point by number 28, Addie Anderson. And now it is at center ice. Addie Anderson will try to turn it back into the Golden Bears end. And brought out by number 13 for the Golden Bears. That was Adrian Thompson. And now picked up by the Golden Bears, moving it back in. Chance in for Katie Johnson. Johnson trying to move to the center of the rink. And it's picked up by Aaron McCormick. And it is brought out by number 34, Maya Phillips. And sent over to Penella Rewerts. Penella shot, gets blocked into the corner, ends up behind the net. Golden Bears will try to come out with it here and held in back on the point by Madison St. George. And back into the Blue Jackets end. Back in there to get it for the Blue Jackets is Reese Story. Story behind the net. She's going to go up to her forward, up to Eliza Langer. Langer crossing the blue line back into the Golden Bears end. And it's picked up now by Ellie Otto behind the net, sending it across the ice over to her defensive partner. And out comes out to center, poked back in by the Blue Jackets, but the Golden Bears get it out here. And picking it up and sending it by Jalen Parks, trying to get it back in here for the Golden Bears. Now it's picked up by Lappy. Now turn around as Lappy's going to get back control of it and get it out. As dumped back in by the Golden Bears. That's number 10, dumping it back in, Terrence Swan. Blue Jackets will come back out with Reese Story along the half wall there. And picked up now by Alexa Undelin. And now the Golden Bears are going to bring it out with number 16. Moving it up the ice, that was Sydney Speltz. Dump back in, Golden Bears have it. Cross ice from Alexa Undelin. In center to Speltz. Speltz with some room now. Speltz with a shot right on. Nice chance for Speltz. And a big save for Grace McDowell of the Blue Jackets. 9:32 to go here in our first period of play. 0-0. Blue Jackets and Golden Bears. And face off inside the Blue Jackets end. Shot right from the point. Right on net by Ellie Otto. Nice chance for the Golden Bears there with that shot coming in. Kyra Skelton taking the draw for the Golden Bears. And now this is over on the other side. Lily Renskers. Renskers works it across the ice. Over to Rash. Rash trying to get it away as held in by Kyra Skelton. And it comes out to center ice back into the Golden Bears end. Back in there to get it is Adrian Thompson. She'll fire it out as the Blue Jackets hold it in with Madison St. George. The other side is Ristori, sends it back towards the middle of the ice and picked up by the Golden Bears, but turned back in by the Blue Jackets. That is Amara Langer. Langer over on the other side picked up by Maddie Klima now with it. Behind the net and fired Madison St. George, sends it towards the middle of the rink as it goes wide of the net. And back in there is number 12, Amara Langer. It's down low. It's Story shot right on net and goes into the corner, picked up by McCormick now. McCormick has Amara Langer out front. And the Blue Jackets will hold it in with Reese Story, sending it behind the net and picked up now by Alexei Underland. And now it comes out to center ice and fired into the Blue Jackets end for an icing. 7:47 to go here in our first period of play. Blue Jackets and Golden Bears 0-0. Lily Renskers out to take the draw for the Blue Jackets, and it is moved up the ice by Adrian Thompson. Thompson sending it across and moved back in by the Golden Bears, back behind the net, sent in by number 18. I believe that's 18. Can't see that. I believe that's Gabby Huter moving the puck in for the Golden Bears there. And trying to move it out was Lappy. Well, Golden Bears get control and turn back around by Lily Renskers. Renskers gets it out to center ice, fires it back in, as sent back in by Taryn Swan, back behind the Blue Jackets net. 7:06 to go here in our first period of play. No score between the Blue Jackets and the Golden Bears in their second meeting of the season. Again, this is our junior varsity game. Varsity game's coming up tonight, 7 o'clock face-off from the historic Eveleth Hippodrome. Back behind the net is Evelyn Brodeen. Brodeen is going to have it. Brodeen moving around cross ice over to Lappy. And she moves it out for the Blue Jackets. It is picked up by Lappy again. And now fired back into the Blue Jackets end. This is Phillips behind the net. Phillips moving it around and trying to get it up to her forward, and it goes back into the Golden Bears end. Moved up by Speltz now, and it's picked up and moved back in by Heidi Rash. Rash trying to go over to Lily Renskers and just couldn't complete the pass. Is held in by Reese Story. She sends it behind the net, and it's picked up by Alexa Underland. She fires it back as McCormick sends a shot right on the goaltender for the Golden Bears. And it is brought out by the Golden Bears, and Madison St. George trying to dump it back into the Golden Bears end. Renskers, and now it's picked up by the Golden Bears and taken away by Madison St. George. St. George moving in. St. George trying to round the last D, sends a shot, goalie knocks it back behind the net. And now it is picked up by the Blue Jackets, sent back towards the middle of the ice by Eliza Langer. Now behind the net is Heidi Rash. Rash with it as it comes out to center ice. Madison St. George and Reese Story back in there to get it for the Blue Jackets. Madison St. George has it. She moves it ahead to Eliza Langer. Now this cross ice over to McCormick. McCormick sending it back into the Golden Bears end. Again, thanks for joining us this evening for the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets, the doubleheader tonight. JV and varsity here in Eveleth. Shot sent right in, and a good save by the goaltender for the Golden Bears. That was Evelyn Brodeen with a chance. She's had a nice season on the junior varsity team for the Blue Jackets. All right, so this is brought out now by Jalen Parks. Parks moving it back in for the Golden Bears. Parks with a little backhander. Shot in front of the net. Loose as the Golden Bears dumping it back in. Nice chance for the Golden Bears there. Terrence Swan sent a shot towards the front of the net and it got blocked down by the Blue Jack defense in front. But Golden Bears putting on some pressure here, that last shift here. And now it is picked up by Lily Renskers. Renskers sends it across the ice. She's going to get it back. Renskers trying to send it out as she's pressured on the play by Jalen Parks. And now the Blue Jackets will get it out, fired out by number 26 for the Blue Jackets. 28, that's Anderson for the Blue Jackets. And now cross ice as trying to hold it in for the Blue Jackets was Reese Story. Brodeen sends a shot back into the corner. It is picked up by Taryn Swan now. Cross ice as picked up now by Kyra Skelton. Skelton gets it over to Parks and dumped back out by the Blue Jackets. Back in by Amara Langer. Now it's dumped in deep by Madison St. George behind the net with 3:16 to go here in our first period of play. Pass over to Kyra Skelton, and now it's picked up by the Golden Bears Otto. Trying to get it out with Penella Rewerts, and it is picked up by Madison St. George. St. George behind the net. St. George gets it to Penella Rewerts. Rewerts moving it ahead as held in back on the blue line, and shot gets fired back in the corner by Michaela Waldron. Michaela Waldron returning to the lineup after a leg injury, so it's good to see her back in the lineup. Penella Rewerts moving it back in as just missed on that one, and shot in front as Brodeen had a chance, sending it back towards the front of the net. And now the Blue Jackets, Phillips tries to pick it up, and back in there to get it is Anderson. Just trying to get it to Penella Rewerts. And it's Golden Bears hold it in, and moving it in is Katie Johnson. Johnson's shot just wide, just missed the net there. Good chance for the Golden Bears again. This has been a pretty even period between the Golden Bears and the Blue Jackets. Over on the backside, picked up by Maya Phillips. Phillips along the boards. Phillips with it. As behind the net is Brodeen now with 1:35 to go here in our first period of play. Penella Rewerts moving it back in for the Blue Jackets. Rewerts sends in, blocked off the skate of Ellie Otto. And Blue Jackets will hold it in with Heidi Rash. Reese Story trying to help out. Rash is going to pick this up at center ice and moving it back in for the Blue Jackets. Rash fires it behind the net. And Rash is with it, and it goes back to the point. Back to Reese Story. She couldn't get a shot away. Renskers defending Speltz on the play. We have less than a minute to go here in our first period of play. Entertaining first period of play, 0-0 our score. As the Golden Bears send it across ice over to Melina Peterson. And now the Blue Jackets fire it back in with Story. Story knocks along the boards, and Alexa Undelin playing at it. Held over on the other side by Madison St. George. Her shot just goes wide of the net with 26 seconds to go here in our first period of play. This is St. George. Sends it in, trying to get into McCormick. St. George with it. Now St. George sends it as it is picked up by the Golden Bears and knocked out by number 8, Kyra Skelton. Now loose puck in front. Great chance for Melena Peterson, and she just puts it over the top of the net. So 1.2 seconds left, scoring opportunity for the Golden Bears there. So we'll have to see it. Golden Bears maybe might not be enough time left, but sometimes they will pull the goalie when it's face off down low like that. But that's going to do it for our first period of play again. Blue Jackets and Golden Bears 0-0 after one period of play. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with second period action coming up next here on Up North Hockey. All right, ready to go here in our second period of play. Again, no score between the Blue Jackets and the Golden Bears in our junior varsity game. Penella Rewert's working it back in for the Blue Jackets. Sends it back to Madison St. George. And St. George, as it is moved out now by Terrence Swan. Swan gets it through the middle to Siegler. Siegler moving in, helped out with Parks. Parks over on the other side. As now it's picked up by Lily Renskers. Renskers trying to get it ahead to the Blue Jackets' Heidi Rash. And Otto's going to go back in her own end of the ice here and pick this up. Otto moving ahead, and this is going to be too far for the icing. And we appreciate you joining our broadcast here tonight from the historic Eveleth Hippodrome. Golden Bears and Blue Jackets junior varsity action. Varsity action coming up here at 7 o'clock. And don't forget, we got more hockey coming your way on Thursday night. We got a big night of doubleheader hockey coming. We'll talk about that during our broadcast here tonight as well. Yeah, dumped back in by the Blue Jackets and picked up by number 10, Terrence Swan. And it is going to be moved in by the Golden Bears here. Golden Bears, that is number 20, Gracie Haynes, with a chance. Now picked up by Phillips. Phillips moves it out to center ice. And now it is picked up by the Blue Jackets. Phillips over on the other side, gets it to Langer. Langer sends it back into the Golden Bears end. Now in there to get it behind it as Alexa Undelin. Shot goes wide of the net. That is from Eliza Langer. Now picked up by McCormick. McCormick trying to go over to Madison St. George. St. George sends it right on net. And shot. And it is now moved out by the Golden Bears. Back in there to get it for the Blue Jackets is Anderson, but this is a icing is the call with 12:31 to go here in our second period of play. And this is the Golden Bears bringing it back out. Otto moving it back across the blue line. Otto turns around, fires a backhand, goes behind the net. The Golden Bears maintain control. Shot right from the right side there. Nice chance for the Golden Bears there. And sent in by number 13, right on net by Adrian Thompson. Good chance for the Golden Bears there. We want to thank our sponsors for the 2021 season. G&B Environmental, Minnesota Twister Drill, Winning Trading Post, Iron Range Apparel, Anthony's Heating, AC Refrigeration, the Rink Sports Grill, and also our game sponsor tonight, Cam Auto Spa. So we thank all of them for their dedication and support of Up North hockey. This is Pinella Rewerts. Rewerts as it is dumped back in Michaela Waldron. Had a chance to play at it. Now Pinella Rewerts. Rewerts goes over to Heidi Rash. Rash moving in. Rash with a shot on and a save. Goes behind the net. Now picked up by Story. Story sending it into Pinella Rewerts. Loose puck in front. And the Golden Bears will get it out here. And dumped back in by Anderson. Otto bringing it out here for the Golden Bears. Otto goes across over to Michaela Waldron. And the Blue Jackets moving it back in. Phillips, blocker save. Into the corner. Otto's going to pick it up and fires it over to Reese Siegler. Siegler with it as Reese Story helping out for the Blue Jackets. And now it is moved out as Phillips holds it in here for the Blue Jackets. Phillips now picked up by Lily Renskers, and her shot just off the blocker. Renskers trying to go back to the front of the net and fired in by Phillips. Renskers with a good opportunity there for the Blue Jackets. And it's picked up by Brodeen. Brodeen moving it back in. Brodeen gets her shot, gets blocked down by the Golden Bears defense. Is Otto with it now. Otto moves it ahead. And it's tipped back in by the Golden Bears. And now it's moved back in here by number 15. That is Reese Siegler. So saved by Grace McDowell. So an interesting bit of information. Michaela Waldron, who is a 8th grader on the Eveleth JV team, and Grace McDowell, a freshman goaltender for Hibbing. Those two are cousins. So shot gets fired just wide of the net here by the Golden Bears. And now brought out as Brodin knocks it over to the Blue Jackets' Amara Langer. Now it's Madison St. George. St. George fires the puck behind the net, and it's picked up back by Amara Langer. And Jalen Parks trying to pick it up for the Golden Bears. Parks has it. Parks sends it back into the Blue Jackets end, picked up by Reese Story. Renskers trying to play at it, and it's picked up by the Blue Jackets' Amara Langer. Langer going across ice, and Blue Jackets will send it back over. Spelt's trying to pick it up. Backhanded back to St. George. St. George shot on. Glove save, and goaltender keeps it in play. And now backhanded by Madison St. George. Otto's going to pick it up now. Otto moving up to Speltz. Speltz will try to get around the D. Speltz is shot on. And this ends up behind the net. Great chance for number 16, Sydney Speltz of the Golden Bears. Brodin moving it back in. Brodin is going to go back to Madison St. George. St. George shot. Another save by the goaltender for the Golden Bears. Now this is Phillips. Phillips with it. Phillips moving around. And this is be held in by Heidi Rash. Rash with it, and now picked up by St. George and sends it back into the Golden Bears end with 7:45 to go here in our second period. Turn your sound on, Nolan. Yeah. I thought I was the person that wasn't technically very good, but turn your sound on, Nolan, right? Just having fun, Nolan. You know, you got to have some fun. So move back in here by the Blue Jackets. Back behind the net is Alexa Undelin. And now it's Lily Renskers. Picked up by Reese Story. And Story sends it back in for the Blue Jackets. Now the Golden Bears bring it back in with Kyra Skelton. Skelton long behind the net. And now it is picked up by Evelyn Brodin. And now it is the Golden Bears dumping it back into the corner. And Brodin goes back to McCormick. McCormick moving it back, trying to move it out for the Blue Jackets. Shot just goes wide of the net. Great chance for Kyra Skelton there. She has sent it wide. And now it's picked out and moved up by the Blue Jackets. Eliza Langer. Alexa Undelin trying to move a pass in, trying to get a breaking. Number 15, Reese Ziegler, just missed her on that one. Otherwise, it would have been an odd man rush for the Golden Bears there. But icing is a call. 5:52 to left here in our second period. No score between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets in our junior varsity game. We have a good one here today. And this is Madison St. George. Her shot goes wide behind the net. And it is picked up as held in by the Blue Jackets. Back there, Malaya Lappy. Or Lappy, I'm sorry. And this is Ziegler. Siegler trying to get it out here for the Golden Bears and held in by Lily Renskers. Renskers goes across ice over to Phillips. Phillips moves it ahead and moved back in by the Blue Jackets, Amara Langer. Now it comes out to center ice as the Golden Bears bring it back in with Gabby Huter. Huter with it, and Huter gets it over to Parks. Parks going back to Huter as a shot gets sent in by Huter, and McDowell blocks that into the corner. Lily Renskers picks this up. Renskers with it, and now it's backhanded back in. St. George is going to pick this up here with 4:42 left here. Second period of play. Fast-moving junior varsity game here. Again, no score between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets. And the shot sent in by number 11, Eliotto of the Golden Bears. So again, thanks for joining our broadcast here tonight. We appreciate you jumping on our live stream for girls hockey from the Eveleth Hippodrome. And its spine on net is picked up by Story. Story gets it up to Lily Renskers. Renskers gets it out and moved it back in by Evelyn Brodeen. Brodeen separation. Brodeen moving in. Whoa, what a play. Left it for number 10, Heidi Rash, and they just couldn't complete that play. That was a great chance for the Golden Bears again. Brodeen in front. She couldn't get to it as the Golden Bears move it out. Speltz picks it up. Speltz goes across ice, and now it's taken away by Story as knocked over the top of the net by Penella Rewerts. So golden scoring opportunity for the Hibbing Chisholm Blue Jackets, but no score between the Blue Jackets and Golden Bears. 3:46 to go here now in our second period of our JV game. And it is moved back in by the Blue Jackets, but in offside. Renskers take the draw against Golden Bears number 8, Kyra Skelton. Skelton picks up that puck. Skelton trying to backhand it out of the zone. Picked up by St. George. Now it's taken away by the Golden Bears, moving in by Klima. And she lost an edge as picked up by Renskers. Renskers moving it back into the corner. Back behind the net is Otto. Otto backhands it. And it goes towards the front of the net. And a save by the Eveleth goaltender. I have to clarify who's in goal here tonight. I have Nola Katowski, but I think that's a different... I think it's a different goalie in net here for the Golden Bears, so I have to clarify that here for you. Coming up here in a third period of play. This is Reese Story along with it, and now it's picked up by Brodeen. Brodeen will go across ice over to Langer. Langer dumps it back in for the Blue Jackets. That is sent in by Amara Langer, and now shot. Nice opportunity there for Reese Story, who sent it on net, and a blocker save. Now, Lappy centering out front for Brodeen, and the Golden Bears come out with it as Otto. Now, Langer trying to take it away. Along the boards here. As Langer and Golden Bears Otto are in there. Coming away with it is the Blue Jackets. And now it is back, moved out here by Phillips. Phillips back behind her own net. Phillips sends it over to trying to cross ice and sent back into the Golden Bears zone. This is going to be an icing charged against the Blue Jackets. Minute 51 to go here in our second period of play. No score between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets. In our junior varsity game, this is a good game. Both teams have had some scoring opportunities. And this is Huter. Huter's shot gets fired into the corner. And held in by the Golden Bears, Terrence Swan. Now back behind the net, the Blue Jackets move it out with Longer, gets it up to Heidi Rash, and sent wide of the net by number 14, Jalen Parks. Parks picks it up as Phillips trying to move it out for the Blue Jackets. Phillips will get it out to center. As coming up on a minute left here in our second period of play. Moved back in by Siegler, dumps it back behind the net, picked up by Phillips. Phillips backhands it over for Heidi Rash. Rash goes across ice over to Pinella Rewerts. Rewerts has one player to beat, and nice defensive play by Terrence Swan. Now the Blue Jackets fired on net into the corner we got 53 seconds to go here in our second period of play. Taken away by McCormick. McCormick now, Langer shoots it into the corner. Got 45 seconds left here now. Madison St. George behind the net and sent it over to Brodeen. Brodeen with it. Brodeen will backhand it back in the corner. As Brodeen comes out with it now, sends it back to Story. Story's shot goes wide of the net. And now it is Story with the defensive play. Nice play because Break had a chance for it. Jalen Parks had a chance maybe to take that down the other end of the ice here. Langer, and that should just about do it here. 4 seconds left. This is Madison St. George. He'll knock it out, and that's going to do it for our second period of play. So after 2 periods of play, we have a 0-0 hockey game between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets. The third period is coming up next here on Up North Hockey. We'll take a break for our intermission. We'll be back with third period action coming your way next.
The Rick Sports Grill in Eveleth offers casual family dining in a hockey-themed atmosphere. Try one of their daily specials or your favorites from the menu. The Rick Sports Grill offers 8 large-screen TVs and 2 10-foot projection screens, so you never have to miss a minute of the game. The Rick also offers large and small group seating with meeting areas available. Full menu, limited menu, or buffet, they can cater your event, party, or meeting. That's the Rick Sports Grill at 301 Hattrick Avenue in Eveleth. Check them out today. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Grab a hockey hoodie for the rink or a winter hat for the cold Minnesota weather. Iron Range Apparel also offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop, and good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration. LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cotton windscreen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnebagosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post or stop by on your next trip to the lake.
Stream the PBA regional in Hibbing, or the PBA district, and then we're hoping that we can come here and stream the PBA regional here. And then we still have some high school games left next year. But we don't have any, we won't do any playoffs for high school. Also, our game sponsor tonight is Cam Auto Spa, located at 201 East Dakota Avenue in Gilbert. They invite you to stop by and check out their touch-free automatic wash and self-serve bays. Cam Auto Spa, where you can expect fast, friendly, and reliable service. As of January, Cam Auto Spa is now locally owned and operated by Brad and JoJo Scott. Check them out today. All right, so third period action just about ready to go here between the Blue Jackets and Golden Bears. Junior varsity action. Of course, the varsity action is coming up next here. Game time starting at 7 o'clock. We invite you to join us for that here coming up here tonight. Again, our game sponsor tonight is Cam Auto Spa, located at 201 East Dakota Avenue in Gilbert. They invite you to stop by and check out their touch-free automatic wash and self-serve bays. Cam Auto Spa, where you can expect fast, friendly, and reliable service. As of January, Cam Auto Spa is now locally owned and operated by Brad and JoJo Scott. Check them out today. As moved back in by the Golden Bears, that's sent back in by number 7, Alexa Undelin. And all this is over on the other side. Heidi Rash trying to move it out here for the Blue Jackets. 3 Stories now behind the net to help out, as picked up by the Golden Bears as they keep it in the Blue Jackets end. Just underway here in a second period to play. 14:29 to go here. 0-0 our score. Moved in by Terrence Swan. Swan will help out as the Blue Jackets come out with it. Penella Rewerts. Rewerts gets it over to Heidi Rash. Rash sends it back into the Golden Bears end. And now it is Longer holding it in for the Blue Jackets. And now Longer back is picked up by number 7, Alexa Undelin. Alexa with it, pressured on a play by Aaron McCormick. Now moving out with Siegler. Doesn't get all the way out as Anderson sends it back behind the net for the Blue Jackets. And it comes out to center ice as Phillips is going to pick this up, retreating back into her own end of the ice. Phillips will move it over to Longer, and Phillips picks it up and moves it back across the red line. As Golden Bears fighting for it with Phillips and also Gracie Haynes in there for the Golden Bears. Now it's picked up by Otto. Otto, and now dumped back in by the Golden Bears, Thompson. Now Phillips fires it around back the net, picked up by McCormick. And now Speltz keeps it in for the Golden Bears. Speltz with a shot, trying to get it up to number 20, Gracie Haynes, and fired out by the Blue Jackets. And this is going to be picked up by Otto. Over on the other side, picked up by Speltz. And now Reese Story sends it back in on the Golden Bears net. And shot by McCormick. Now Otto going behind the net. McCormick to help out for the Blue Jackets as the Little Ranskers. Madison St. George sending it back in the corner here for the Blue Jackets. Longer tips it towards the front of the net. And another save by the goaltender for the Golden Bears. 11:57 to go here in the third period. 0-0 our score in our junior varsity game. And this is Blue Jackets sending it back in. Reese Story. And sent back over in the corner, picked up by Brodeen. Brodeen. Now behind the net, picking up is Alexa Undelin. Picked up over on the other side, Terrence Swan. Swan moving it out, and now picked up by Brodeen. St. George sends it back on net. for the Golden Bears. Loose puck in front. A chance for a backhand opportunity by Amara Langer. And gets blocked down, fired back in the corner. Over on the other side, Madison St. George. St. George shot right on. Gets steered in the corner, picked up by Langer. Now back to St. George. St. George trying to get it back to Amara Langer. Now Rensker is picked up by Amara Langer. Langer tries to go to the backhand. Nice defensive play by the Golden Bears, Terrence Swan. And now behind the net, picked up by Alexa Hundeland. Blue Jackets, Rensker is holding it in and sent back in to the corner by Reese Story. Story trying to get it over to Hundeland, or Longer. And Blue Jackets will go back in their own end of the ice. Back behind the net. Blue Jackets will move it out to Longer. Backhanded by Kyra Skelton. Back into the Blue Jackets end. Skelton knocks it behind the net. 9:49 to go here in our third period of play. No score between the Blue Jackets and Golden Bears. This is St. George. St. George going over to Longer and fired back in by the Golden Bears, Thompson. St. George picks it up. St. George moving it up to the blue line where Lily Renskers is going to try to pick it up as cross ice. And Longer moving it back into the Golden Bears end. And now it is right across the ice and dumped back in by Reese Ziegler of the Golden Bears. Now dumped back in by the Golden Bears. Now it's picked up by Phillips. Phillips working it out to center ice. And Phillips trying to get it back into the Golden Bears end. In there to get his Pinella Rewerts. Rewerts, couple of number 7s in there. Alexa Hundeland in there for the Golden Bears. Rewerts trying to go to the backhand. Trying to get it back over to Phillips. Phillips with it. She's going to race for it in the corner and pick it up. Phillips' backhand is picked up by Rash and moved out by the Golden Bears. Anderson retreats back into her own end of the ice as McDowell is going to hang on to this puck and force a face-off with 8:13 to go here in our third period of play. 0-0 our score between the Golden Bears and the Blue Jackets. Somebody had asked a question about the Duluth East Grand Rapids game. I am not real positive about that. The Grand Rapids radio station, they do streaming of the games. They possibly might have the game on tonight. But I am not 100% positive. As Reward sends it over to Rash. Rash with a chance and just missing the front of the net. Great chance for the Blue Jackets there. Reward sending it back towards the corner. And held in by Story. Story's shot goes wide of the net. If it is online, we will post it on our Facebook page. I'm sure tonight as well. So please check out our Facebook page, Up North Hockey. And I can try to look in between games here too as well. So shot fired in by Reese Story and a save by the Golden Bears goaltender with 7:20 to go here in the third period of play. Looking for our first goal of the hockey game. We might see overtime here tonight. It's a good possibility. And this is Madison St. George. St. George shot goes over the top of the net into the netting. So we'll redo it again. And now Otto sends it over on the other side, over to Miley Young. Young, as the Blue Jackets fire it back on net. And now it's picked up by Thompson. Now Speltz backhands it. Picked up by the Blue Jackets, St. George. Now Speltz moving it as we get a whistle stoppage of play here with 6:53 left in regulation time. Blue Jackets and Golden Bears 0-0. And this is Speltz, and taking the draw for the Blue Jackets is going to be Renskers. And now dumped out by Madison St. George. St. George dumping it back in. And that's going to be an icing is the call. Now Otto with it. Otto moving it across ice as dumped back in as the Blue Jackets are going to move it out with Longer. Longer moving it back in for the Blue Jackets along the boards here. Longer trying to go back to Renskers, and good defense by the Golden Bears there. Moving it out to center ice as Anderson picks up, and now picked up by Lily Renskers. Renskers moving it back in. Renskers trying to go over to Longer. Well, Renskers holding it in, and it comes out to center ice. Anderson back in her own of the ice to pick it up for the Blue Jackets. Anderson. Lappy will intercepted now by the Golden Bears, but in offside. 5:52 to go here in our third period of play. 0-0 our score between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets in our junior varsity game. It's been a good one here tonight. And now it's fired back in by St. George. Now Alexa Undelin getting out here for the Golden Bears. As Reese Story sends it back behind the net. Back in there to get his Undelin. Undelin moving it back out to center ice and back in there to get it. But this is going to be too far on the icing. .5:20 to go here in our regulation time between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets. 0-0 our score. This is back to Story and shot right on. And a save again by the Golden Bears netminder. And this is Brodeen. Brodeen trying to go over to Rewerts. Nice defense by the Golden Bears. They'll move it out. As moving it back out is Waldron. Waldron shot right on and a save by McDowell. Again, Michaela Waldron, this is her third game back, I believe. She's a cousin with the goaltender of the Blue Jackets, Grace McDowell. So a couple cousins playing against each other in this game. And again, it's her third game back. She's back in the lineup after a leg injury. Now this is Phillips. Phillips around the back of the net. Phillips with it. Phillips behind the net, moving it around. Phillips going across ice and moved back in by number 23. That is Eliza Longer. Now it's Renskers. Now McCormick sending it back into corner. Now picked up by the Golden Bears. That is Gabby Huter. Huter sending across ice over to the trying to get it over to her forward and dump back in by Alyssa Grahek. Otto holding it in for the Golden Bears, and now it comes out to center ice. Thompson will send it back into the Blue Jackets' end. Otto with it, and now it's tipped and moved back in by the Blue Jackets, fired back around the net by Eliza Longer. Almost taken away by Brodeen. Brodeen gets a shot on. Nice pad save. Gets knocked, sent wide of the net by Story. Chance trying to get it to Mara Longer out front. Now Story's going to come out to center ice with 3:21 to go here in our third period of play. St. George sends it back into the Golden Bears' end. Picked up by Brodeen. Brodeen can't get around the defense. Nice play by Otto there. This is St. George. And now comes out to center. As a race for the puck as the Blue Jackets trying to turn it back into the Golden Bears' end. And knocked back in by Jalen Parks. Now St. George behind the net. St. George moving it around. St. George gets it up to Longer. And now it is Rensker is moving it back in. Rensker with a shot, and puck goes into the corner. And now this is Phillips with it. Phillips behind the net. Phillips moving it around. Phillips gets it up to Amara Longer. Phillips and held in as it comes out back into the Golden Bears end. Picked up by Alexa Undelin. Alexa sends it up as we get our first penalty of the game coming up here. With 2:06 left in our third period of play. And our first penalty of the game, it is going to be a coincidental minor penalty. Checking on the Blue Jackets and a tripping call on the Golden Bears. So it's going to be 5-on-5 hockey. Still, 2:06 left here in our third period of play. 0-0 our score in our junior varsity game between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets. Now Speltz trying to get around St. George. Speltz now in. Speltz got some room and shot just wide of the net. Sydney Speltz had a chance to be the hero in overtime, or in regulation time here. And I'm already talking about overtime and still got 1:46 left. There's still a lot of time left here. Moving in with Penella Rewerts, and Rewerts went over to Brodeen, and she just missed on the pass. Great chance. St. George sends it back in the corner. Penella Rewerts with it. Rewerts goes back to Story. Story's shot goes wide of the net. Goalie tips it behind the net. McCormick keeps it in. Back over on the other side. St. George tip in front by Penella Rewerts, just wide of the net. Blue Jackets putting on some pressure here now in the last 1:15 to go here in our game, in our regulation time period. Hard hit at center, and that's going to be a penalty. Power play coming up for the Golden Bears with 1:08 left here in regulation time. Golden Bears are going to go on a power play. And we'll probably see a timeout coming on here. Maybe not. 0-0. I mean, the girls are playing good. Might as well let them stay out there, right? And now it's taken away by Longer. Longer moving it back in for the Blue Jackets. Longer all the way in. Longer shot! And a huge save by the Golden Bears. Netminder. That was a great chance there for Eliza Longer. A shorthanded opportunity for the Blue Jackets. So we get 59 seconds left here in our regulation time. 0-0. Golden Bears on a power play for the next 1:42. Now Phillips goes back in her own end of the ice. Phillips with it. Phillips as backhand is over to St. George. St. George comes out to center and moves it back into the Golden Bears end, where Otto's going to pick this up. 30 seconds left here in our regulation time. And dump back in by Brodeen. No, it is Brodeen and picked up by the Golden Bears, Waldron. No, dump back in by Brodeen. Backhands it back in. Brodeen trying to race over in the corner. Now it's picked up by Waldron. Loose puck in front. Brodeen racing in. Penella Rewerts. Rewerts gets blocked down. Nice defensive play by number 13, Adrian Thompson. This is Brodeen going across ice over to Penella Rewerts. And that's going to do it for regulation time. So we get overtime coming up here between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets. 0-0. And 52 seconds left on the power play for the Golden Bears. Let's take a minute break here and ready to go with overtime coming up shortly here. All right, overtime is underway here. That's a 5-minute overtime. Just underway here. 4:38 left here as the back is St. George trying to pick it up for the Blue Jackets. Now it is moved out here and moved back in. Dumped back in by Lily Renskers. Now the Golden Bears will get it out and moving it back in as Sydney Spelt. I'm sorry, that's not Sydney Speltz. Shot on back from the point. Good chance for Terrence Swan there of the Golden Bears. All right, so both teams are back at full strength. 3:59 left here in our overtime period. Looking for our first goal of the game. Golden Bears had a chance just a moment ago. And now it is moved out by the Penella Rewerts. Rewerts back in across the blue line. Rewerts back over to Rash, just wide of the net. Great chance for the Blue Jackets there. Now it is picked up by Anderson. Anderson trying to get back to Rash. Rash will dump it back in for the Blue Jackets. 3:28 to go here Otto picking it up behind the net. Otto, as it's picked up now by Rash, sending it back to Anderson. Anderson sends a shot on, deflected back behind the goal. Picked up by Otto. Otto trying to move it ahead to Miley Young. And Young moves it out here for the Golden Bears. Back into the Blue Jackets end. Picked up by Madison St. George. Dumped out by Longer. Now Lily Renskers playing at it. And now the Golden Bears moving it back in as Miley Young. Young moving it around, trying to get it around St. George. Young in the corner. Young moving it around. Young pulls a shot, gets blocked and into the corner. And fired out by the Blue Jackets with 2:30 to left here in our overtime period. 0-0 between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets. Again, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play in our overtime period. Will this end in a 0-0 tie? We'll see. And now it's picked up by the Blue Jackets. Nice defense is knocked back in, or a nice play by Terrence Swan, knocking it back into the Blue Jackets end. And a shot on, picked up by Story. Kind of a loose puck there, and Story picked it up to Longer. Longer trying to send it out and held in by the Golden Bears. Now moved in by the Golden Bears. A little backhander towards the front of the net by Kyra Skelton. And nice chance for the Golden Bears there. 1:53 left here in our overtime period. Golden Bears and Blue Jackets in a very entertaining JV game. Then we'll have our varsity game coming up here at 7 o'clock. We'll start a brand new stream. And we'll get that going maybe 10 minutes too, or something like that. And it's fired back in the corner by Michaela Waldron. Now it is moved out by Penella Rewerts. Rewerts to Brodeen. Brodeen is skating in with Rash. Over to Rash and just missed on the pass. Back to Madison St. George. St. George shot gets blocked by one of the Eveleth players in front and coming through. And Brodeen back the other way. Brodeen had Rash coming in with her and off the Golden Bears skate. Now it's picked up at center. Moved back in by Klima. Now it's picked up by Penella Rewerts. Rewerts trying to get around the Eveleth defense. 1:10 to go here in our third period of play. Sent shot right on by Terrence Swan. And now this is Lily Renskers. And it's shot on by Ellie Otto. Another great opportunity. McDull, another big save. 55.7 seconds left here in our overtime period. 0-0 is our score. Somebody looking for that one and only goal in this game. There's a shot on just over the top of the back of that by Jalen Parks. She had a chance to be the overtime hero. Now Renskers Parks knocks it back behind the net with 44 seconds to go here. Blue Jackets trying to move it out here, and it's held in by Thompson. And now it comes out to center. Thompson fires it back in for the Golden Bears. Now coming out is McCormick, and now turn back in Reese Siegler as loose puck picked up by Renskers and dumped in for McCormick. 18 seconds left in the overtime period. Longer trying to skate over in the corner. Longer loses it as the Golden Bears Otto comes out with it. Otto behind the net. Otto behind the net with 5 seconds to go here. That's going to about do it. Comes out with Parks, and that is going to do it. The final score is going to be 0-0. Overtime tie between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets. A very entertaining junior varsity game. And that's going to do it for us. So again, thank you for joining our broadcast, and please stay tuned for our varsity stream of the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets coming your way at 7 o'clock tonight. We'll go on about 10 minutes to 7 with our live broadcast of the varsity game between the Golden Bears and Blue Jackets from the historic Eveleth Hippodrome.